All right, so next up, we got Gunna Still a Rat. So Deleted about to talk his shit again.
We enjoyed the last one.
Yo, we did, man. That Lil Wayne one was no joke. It was hilarious. Yo, man, go check out this dude's channel, man. Go over there and check him out, man. We'll put the original link of his videos in the description down there so y'all can check it out without us talking. Because I ain't gonna lie, he talks shit better than I do.
Yeah.
That being said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. Slap that red button. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Let go.
See what this fool talk about.
Oh, everything I say is purely fictional and just for laughs. None of it should be taken seriously or considered evidence or used for any legal action. We are not Gunna or OTF Jam around these parts. This is purely for entertainment. This topic isn't for the soft or powder puff girls either. Go cry to someone who cares. Young Thug officially pulled Gunna's card. For all you goofy snitching ass out here that have defended Gunna, saying he's not a rat, the ones who have been clowning Lil Baby and Lil Durk about them calling Gunna a snitch and how they look stupid now that Thugger is out, and claiming Gunna and Thug are tight because of one clip, you just exposed yourself as the type that nobody should trust ever with anything. You are the Gunna in the friend group, OTF Jams. If I was your friends, I'd side-eye the hell out of you. Get away from me. You can't sit with us.
You can't sit with us!
Oh, hell nah. Nah, he didn't. Nah, he didn't.
Oh, no.
Yo, it's funny because I seen like a post or something where Young Thug was saying, yo, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't, I shoot. They was trying to act like, cause who was it? Wasn't it Thug's father? Somebody like that? Somebody related to Thug, something like that, that said that they was cool?
I think it might have been Gunna's people.
No, I thought it was like Thug's father. Yo, put it in the comments. I think it was Young Thug's
I've been in and
pops.
out.
I think. It was somebody related to Thug. That's why it was like, yo, man, like, you know, everybody talking whatever. That's why a lot of people thought they was cool and everything was, you know what I'm saying? I guess sweet, bro. I don't know. When that camp shit get real sweet, because you see the way they like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, we see.
You know, some of they fit, man. Just, I don't know, man. Some of they fit, yo, just really sus.
The Gunna in the friend group, OTF Jams. If I was your friends, I'd side-eye the hell out of you. Get away from me. You can't sit with us.
You can't sit with us!
And Thug, you need to chill the hell out. You are on probation, gang. What are you doing? There's no way you missed the Diddy house this bad already. If you're here to spread that tired ass virtue signaling energy, go ahead and click off now. This topic isn't for you. If you don't get street politics, that's fine. But coming here to judge something you know nothing about, that comes off as weak and corny. The streets run on a code of morals and principles, whether you believe in them or not. The same code that helped people rise up from nothing to something. They signed up for a lifestyle with rules that you don't understand and don't need to.
Nah, but it also seems like they don't understand it neither. A lot of this new generation don't really understand it, and I don't think that they subscribe to it.
Yeah.
That's what's really going on. The internet, and it's true. A lot of people from the internet really don't know that life. You know, they just they clicking keyboards. They see what they see, but they don't realize, you know, what goes behind it. And it's supposed to have a code, and it's supposed to have these morals and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. The streets really don't care at this point. It's just a bunch of crazy kids on some shit. You know what I mean?
Your opinion holds zero weight, and no one cares if you get it or not. This video is for those who've been around the lifestyle or lived the lifestyle, or maybe for the ones who just want to understand the lifestyle. I say all this because there are some people who call Drake a studio gangster, but the second a rapper backs up their lyrics and things get real, they're the first to judge and act all high and mighty. They're the ones that are out here reciting every line, word for word and bar for bar. But when the lyrics start hitting too close and shit gets bad, suddenly it's a problem. If you can't handle the lifestyle, stop listening to the music then. What are we talking about here? The hypocrisy of you fans. Gee whiz, geez willikers. Holy smokes, Batman.
He said, "Geez Willikers." He trying to.
Gee willikers.
Yeah, he doing the Batman. Yo,
They got us surrounded. That's all I
boom,
can think of.
bang.
And these are the same people who praises Kendrick, when Kendrick also tells the same story, but from a different perspective, highlighting the lives and the code behind it all. Kendrick stands on all 10 by his principles, and he wasn't here for Gunna's snitching ass either, making that very clear in a verse on Euphoria by calling out Gunna while pulling Drake's card.
I know some shit about niggas that make Gunna wanna look like a saint.
I mean, since everyone wants to compare Kendrick to every scenario, I figured we get that out the way and put that into perspective. And now I just rambled too damn long off topic. Shit got boring. But I needed to, because on my last video, my Little Dirk video, I had an army of people saying that they are actually for the snitches. And I actually blame Gunna and 6ix9ine for that shit. Snitches are the snakes of crime because they're far more dangerous. They're willing to do crime and then turn on their own to keep themselves out of trouble. That doesn't mean they're not criminals. That just means they're criminals without code, morals, principles, integrity, and respect. And that's far worse. Let's not get civilians mixed up with criminals. A civilian snitching is expected. A criminal snitching is a snake. Gunna is a whole bitch. There, I said it. I said it. He's a bitch. I'm crashing out. Let me crash out. Let me act like it happened to me real quick. Act like it's all personal and shit. To free yourself by conspiring against your own will always be disgusting work. Bruh thought he could lose weight and be reborn again. Like we would forget just because you're not fat anymore. Gunna, you went from being a fat ass rat to just a skinny one. You really thought you could shed some weight, and he thought he could shed the snitch right up out of him. Nah, bro. It don't work that way. You're not fooling anyone but your stretch marks. Your stretch marks knows. They know. That's why you have stretch marks. They're a memory. Those are your memory scars. And you better not make another record ever talking about street nothing, ever. You're worse than Drake. A snitch is far worse than a pretender. Young Thug can't go outside and claim YSL anymore. He can't wear his chains or make music about it. He can't wear YSL apparel or do anything that affiliates himself with the brand he built from scratch.
Yeah, how many of y'all think that's a trap, though? I'm telling you right now, I feel like that whole sentence is a trap, man. 15 years, I ain't gonna lie. To me, that whole thing should have been, a mistrial anyway.
Yeah.
Like the way,
Oh my
just the
gosh.
evidence, that was just
It
a
was
clown
a
show.
circus.
I feel like, I mean, if that's the only deal it was giving them, but I mean, come on, for real, 15 years, bro, you mess up, you doing the rest of your life. Come on, man, that's a trap. That's a trap. You would, I mean, shoot. At this point, you better not jaywalk, do nothing. Like, people don't realize he ain't got to do crime. He could just do something stupid. You know what I mean? And end up, public intoxication. Yeah. They get you on that. Like, they get you for whatever they going to get you for, and you done. Yeah. So that's a trap. Either way, they going to get him.
That's the only way, I guess. That's what they assume.
Because of Gunna's confirmation that YSL is a gang organization.
Statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
See, yeah, that right there is definitely 100% snitching. It don't matter what you say. He just said committed crimes. That's what the lady just said, right? Mm-hmm. That it's a criminal organization mixed with a label, and they committed crimes. And you said, yes, ma'am, which means you just told. You just confirmed it. They ain't got to dig. They ain't got to do no investigating. You just gave them their case.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Gunna was and always will be labeled a rat. He's the reason Thugger ended up with the 15 years of probation and had to plead guilty. If Gunna hadn't confirmed YSL was a gang, the case wouldn't have legs to run. Without that statement, there wasn't enough evidence to hit Thugger with a RICO charge as some crime organization leader. They couldn't prove YSL was a gang without someone stepping up to say it was. This handed the prosecution the leverage they needed to keep building a case against Thug. If Gunna had kept quiet and played it like Thug did, they wouldn't have had much to go off of. The RICO charge was originally designed for Italian mob families. Prosecutors couldn't touch mob bosses because they kept their hands clean, leaving no trace, no wiretaps, nothing substantial that could stick in court. So they came up with the RICO to take down the bosses by connecting them to the crimes carried out by their soldiers or team who were acting under their authority. In other words, this entire case proceeded and lasted this long and concluded the way it did because of Gunna's plea deal, his statement, his snitching. Y'all gotta remember, this is the feds. This is the feds. They're not doing shit for you unless you do something for them. They're not gonna just help you.
It wasn't just Gunna, right? It was YSL Woody as well, right? Woody was another one, right?
He was just yeah.
That dude was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. That dude was a character.
Yeah.
Even though he did snitch, that he a character, man. He funny. He funny. That whole shit was funny. Like I said, it was a circus.
You out for no reason. You gotta help them back. He scratched their backs and they scratched his. Even though I'm pretty sure evidence or other witnesses may have eventually came forward and confirmed YSL was a gang, but Gunna's actions solidified that perception first, all because he prioritized his own release from prison. His selfish decision hurt Thug more than anything else. It's comments like these that really grinds my gears. How is a man who snitched on himself calling someone a snitch? Thinking face. Why are you even here? You could tell you just don't belong in this discussion in the first place. Thug had no choice but to take a plea deal because of the statement that Gunna confirmed of YSL being a gang in the beginning of the whole fiasco. No, this isn't snitching, you morons. The spot was...
It's called copping a plea, man. It's what you do, you know what I'm saying? There's people that cop pleas to crimes they didn't even do because at the end of the day, man, it looks like it's going to be the rest of your life. Either you serve the rest of your life or you take this little deal we got packaged up for you, which you know what you're going to do. You're going to take that deal. That don't mean you did it. You could plead no-lo, and that just means I ain't agreeing that I did it or I ain't agreeing that I'm not. But I'll take this deal. That ain't really snitching. With that on yourself, what that's saying is shit. If this is the best I could get out of this, I'm going to go for that, you know? But he ain't telling on nobody.
Already officially blown the fuck up because of Gunna's confirmation. The bed was officially made because of Gunna's plea deal. If he would have never confirmed it was a gang, they could never prove it unless other things would have came up to prove them otherwise. It would have came off as assumptions when Thug was claiming it was actually a record label and not a gang. They needed that confirmation, man. That's the whole point of a plea deal. Without that, there's no deal. What don't you guys understand? They needed that specific piece to go forward with the RICO charge, and Gunna handed it over to them. Not his statement. You guys keep bringing up the paperwork and the words he said in the statement. We're not talking about that, even though that was a little extreme as well, but we're not really necessarily talking about the documents. We're talking about when he was on that footage telling the judge, confirming, yes, YSL is a gang.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Right.
Yes,
that right there.
That was snitching.
That right
I didn't
there,
realize he actually admitted and said yes and agreed that not only it's a gang, but they did crime within the gang.
Yeah.
That is called snitching. So now because of all that, if Young Thug hadn't accepted his plea deal in his RICO case, he would have likely faced a full RICO trial where a jury would decide his guilt or innocence, potentially resulting in a much longer prison sentence if convicted on all charges, as the prosecution was seeking a significant amount of time behind bars. However, there was also a chance he could have been acquitted on some or all charges, depending on the evidence presented at trial. So taking the plea deal was a gamble. He could have probably got off a little bit easier, but then again, he probably would have served a long time behind bars, especially with Gunna's statement. Thug.
Well, and not only that, man, like you have no confirmation or you have, I how you gonna know if they're not gonna bring these guys like Gunna back and actually Gunna start saying, you know, certain intimate details that happen in certain situations? You didn't know that. He already said yes to everything else. How do you know, if they would have like hit him with that that Rico, that, he would have been done, bro, because he don't know if they gonna talk. Yep. I mean, he gonna stay out. He's trying to stay out. He don't care. He obviously, he really right there, he got no morals, man. It shows you right there, like, the dude is willing to do whatever to stay out. So, I mean, there was no guarantee that if they did bring it, further, and he decided to, hey, yo, you know what? I'm actually going to fight this. I'm going to fight it. That they weren't going to bring him back. Because then they say, I think they did in the original, like, they can come back. Mm-hmm. Like, they can call them back.
Didn't implicate himself directly. In reality, he had little to no choice. If Thug had pled not guilty, it would have gone to trial, where the testimonies and evidence against him would have led to a conviction and potentially a maximum sentence. Given the circumstances, his best option was to accept a plea deal with 15 years of probation, avoiding the risk of a full trial. He didn't snitch on anybody. Do not compare this to Gunna. What is wrong with y'all? I mean, damn, y'all never watched a movie before, or First 48, no crime TV shows, or that one TV show, Cops? You guys haven't watched any of those things? I mean, you don't gotta necessarily be from the hood to understand law and order. He had no choice, and them juries would have turned on him, because there's a lot of people that's been talking on the stand. There was too much evidence. Okay, fine, I'll take the deal. I'll just plead guilty. Gunna didn't say, okay, fine, I'll take the deal. I'll just plead guilty. No, that wasn't what happened with Gunna. Gunna came forward and provided extra evidence for no reason. I guess a few people are also confused about why Thugger asked the judge to do music with Gunna in the first place, if he was later going to tweet out against him.
Mr. Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music together. Your Honor.
Man, if y'all don't get your awareness skills up, y'all gotta get y'all awareness skills up, gang. If there was like a zombie apocalypse, a lot of you guys are not gonna make it. You're not. You guys don't know how to read a room. Y'all don't have awareness whatsoever. A lot of y'all are not gonna make it. Read the fucking room. Again, what I'm about to say is fake. This is all make-believe. It's all a story and a facade and assumptions that I came up with that should never be considered as evidence. But if that was me, I'd ask the judge to do music with my friend as well, just in case if anything ever transpired. They wouldn't look my way. I'd look innocent because I want to do music with him. They wouldn't think of me as a suspect for any future crimes that may and could occur. I don't know, use your imagination. Maybe an ass beating. Maybe something far more worse than that. Whatever that may be, they wouldn't think of me because I want to do music with my friend. They would know we were friends till the motherfucking end. But hey, that's all made up though. A story I just came up with. You can't take that seriously. And I also think Thugger was being funny and trolling. Asking the judge if he could do music with Gunna basically allows him to say Gunna's name in his music. So that means subliminal disses all throughout his new songs, it will be appropriate because technically the judge said he could do music with Gunna. Nah, but on some serious shit, Gunna has to hold this L and honestly move carefully. No one respects someone that does crime and the same thing as his peers and then turns around to take a plea deal by blowing up the spot by revealing the whole gang, putting your own team away for years behind bars, and also your so-called brother on a 15-year probation, all because you wanted to save your own ass. Take accountability and stand on all 10. You shouldn't have chose this lifestyle if you weren't going to take the repercussions that came with it. I'm from the hood, and I knew I would never want to die for the homies or go to jail for the homies. I knew that lifestyle wasn't for me, so I stayed away. Now, that doesn't mean they're not my family and they're not my friends. It doesn't mean I don't respect the gang. and I don't respect their decision. It just means I didn't want that life, and I never pretended to be halfway in and halfway out. Doesn't make me or anyone else less of a man on which path that we decided to take, as long as you stand behind your morals, principles, and integrity. Being a snitch, playing both sides, doing all the dirt with the crew, but ready to sell everyone else out just to save your own skin? Nah, that's straight trash. That's unacceptable and real bitch shit.
Hey,
Honey.
what do y'all think about that? I like I said, bro. I think he definitely he was telling, man. He was telling, man. He wanted to go home for Christmas, man.
Hey.
That's the way I look at it. I look at it like, yo, it says everything. The video says everything. He admitted to everything. He's like, yep, that's what they did.
Yep,
And like I said, who's to say that, Gunna wouldn't be there for the trial?
Yeah.
They definitely would have called him for the trial. So, yo, you're better off just, hey, I mean, you could roll the dice. You could roll the dice. But, I mean, hey, think about it. This trial's been going on for a long time. It's basically, it got played out in the court, in the court of public opinion. So it don't matter. If they would have went to trial, it's not like nobody would have been there that didn't know about this trial and knew about what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Y'all let me know in the comments. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up, slap that red button.